Aries. This is going to be a reading for your new moon, October 27th, 2019. And this will cover all the energies around this new moon. And we have Mercury going retrograde, which, is going to break down communication a little bit, so be mindful of that. But we'll get an advice card here and see if we can, kind of get a heads up about what's going on with this new moon. Now, this energy will be good into the first part of November, like the first week or so. So definitely keep an eye out. I am going to post October readings directly after this, so get flooded with readings. Now, you got awaiting results, and that is going to be the Seven of Pentacles in traditional tarot. When we get the Seven of Pentacles, that means you've been waiting for something. Maybe it could be something that's building you stability. And it says that you're just kind of awaiting results, looking at the results, looking at how far you've come and what it's brought you. And it's always a challenge to ask, is it still worth it? Okay, so there's something there that's asking you, Aries, is it still worth it around this new moon time? What's nice is that new moons give you the opportunity to make wishes and manifest. So definitely take this time around this new moon, especially the time after, about 10 days after, to really manifest what you want. If what you've been doing isn't giving you the results that you're looking for, it may be time for a change or some kind of a alteration or revision of what you've been doing. Now you got the Knight of Cups coming out here. Oh, I tried to flip that over and it wasn't. You also have the Four of Cups coming out. You have the Two of Wands, and you have the Six of Cups. So a lot of emotion, Aries. And around this new moon, that may be possible. A lot of emotion coming out, especially when we're looking at how far we've been and what we would like more of, right? You're going to kind of dip into emotions. Now, the Knight of Cups is going to take these emotions and do something about it. He's not just going to sit around. It's actually the next step after thinking and planning and analyzing the information. The next step is to do something with it. So the Knight of Cups is going to take his feelings and emotions and apply them to his life in some manner and action. And what this means for you, Aries, is that you can take your emotions and you can express them. You can move forward with your emotions. You can analyze these emotions, but do something with it, okay? Not just sitting there, because what you're going to come to find out is that maybe some of the options in front of you aren't actually what you're looking for, okay? Because you have the Four of Cups coming up here. And it's almost like these cups that are in front of you are not what you're wanting. You're actually looking for this divine, perfect cup. And that's that feeling energy again, because we have cups here and we have cups here. So this is going to be that emotion again, and it's going to be something where you're just not feeling fulfilled, okay? And you know that there's something out there that can fulfill you, but right now the options are just not there. See, this tear is kind of crying into this cup. So it's almost like you're filling your own cups with tears rather than that Two of Cups where you're sharing and giving and enjoying each other, kind of like this nostalgia over here. So I think that this action around your feelings is going to make you realize that maybe you've been settling, Aries. Maybe what you want isn't actually what you have right now, okay? And so maybe that's why this awaiting results, you may come to a conclusion that it's just not where you're at, not where you're wanting to be, because the fours always are I realize. So you're going to realize something, Aries, very important around this new moon, and it's going to be around those feelings. Now, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be work. You may feel like, I'm not getting the raise I want. I'm not getting the promotion. I'm not where I want to be. This isn't actually the work I want to do, right? So you're going to recognize that something around this new moon time because you've been waiting and you've been looking at your own results. But it can also be other things like relationship. You've been waiting for these results and nothing's come through, or the results or the person you're with just isn't fulfilling your cups. You're getting more sadness and tears in your cups. Okay, if this is around like money and learning, maybe you're just realizing that you're not really doing what you love. Regardless of what it's around, it's going to be different for every Aries. It's going to basically be you're doing something maybe that you don't love so much. Okay, so whatever that is for you, Aries, recognize that there is an option. Now we're getting this Two of Wands here because it's like you have the world in your hands and you can move forward and you can go forward with love and peace in your heart and really make a decision and a path decision that is good. You know, you have the Seven coming up here with the path. This is a choice to change your path. All right. And this is passion. This is something you're really passionate about. You're not going to choose one of these wands that isn't passionate. Just like you're not going to choose one of these cups because it's not what you want. You know that this cup's out there. Same here. The world is in your hands and you're going to go for it. You know, it seems like you're going to be faced with a decision around this kind of energy and feelings of waiting, and you're going to switch something up around this new moon. Now, obviously it can go into November, so if you're faced with a decision, definitely check where your passion lies within, okay, Aries, because that's going to help you choose. And typically when we get the Two of Wands, we already know, all right, because the two is I know. So when you're faced with that decision, it seems like it won't be much of a challenge for you, especially because you're already going to do that action and realize that, you know, what's been going on isn't really truly what you want. And for some of you, after you choose this, you know, decision and start heading down a new path, you're really going to get some nostalgia. And there's going to be some choices and options. You're going to choose something, you know, miraculous. It feels amazing. This is more cup energy, okay? And when you get the Six, it's like realizing, you know, not only the love and feelings that you have in your life right now and the gratitude and good things, but you're also choosing to recognize how far you've come, how far you've grown. And you could be even choosing a person, all right? Because sixes, there again, we get that I choose. But you do have a lot of cups here, Aries, so, you know, definitely don't lose your head because there is no sword energy here. You have pentacles, you have your wands, and you have a lot of cups, but there's no swords. So definitely make sure you're not losing your head either, Aries. You know, check in and make sure that you're doing balance with all this emotion. You know, don't let the emotion totally rule you, but it's definitely saying that it's there and you're going to have a lot of it, which is going to, you know, give you some things to think about. And it really feels like you're going to have this decision that's going to bring you forward, and geez, just it's going to feel really good. Look, you got something flipping here. Okay, Page of Cups. Yep, that's that analyzing those feelings. And the Knight is right after it. So it's very beautiful that you know, went with that. You also have the Knight of Cups coming up again. So it's definitely an action around your feelings. 10 of Cups. Ah, there's your sword mental energy. It's definitely a decision. So it might be a hard decision for you, actually, Aries. Whereas before I said might be an easy decision because you know, this one you're going to have to actually use your feelings. So interesting. We'll get to that card in a second. Now, Page of Cups coming up here with the Knight of Cups is definitely saying, think of all of the information that you've gained around this subject, okay? Obviously, it's going to be different for every Aries. If this is work for you, think about the information that you have right now, okay? Analyze it. Where does your love match up with it? Where is there conflict with what you love? You know, really analyzing and recognizing where your love lies, okay? And then using that in some action. You know, whether it's expressing it, whether it's offering it, whether it's receiving it, okay? That can always be an action too. So sometimes we have to look at ourselves and recognize, what information do we have right now? How do I feel about it? And then do some action. That would always be the next step. Beautiful that those are next to each other, Aries. And, you know, you are awaiting results, so analyze that. You also have, very awesomely, this Four of Cups coming up with your Knight of Cups. So once you realize that what's in front of you, maybe you're settling for something, or maybe you've just been doing something too long that really doesn't align with who you are now, you're going to do some action, and it'll be good for you. It's double verification. You have two Knight of Cups here. Action, action, action around your feelings. Do something with those feelings. Don't just recognize them. Don't just analyze those feelings. Do something with it, Aries. And when you do, you're going to get this option, right? And it's like when you choose this option, a lot of times when we get the Two of Wands, both paths are amazing because we have the world in our hands, which means, you know, you already know that this is going to work out well for you. This is what you're aiming for, okay, Aries? And that's that 10 of Cups. And it feels like you're going to get some kind of feeling or notion or remember what it is that you love and what the end result and goal is with your love. So if that's that job, that's that dream job right there. Okay? If it's that relationship, here it is there. Okay? Beautiful relationship. If it's that stability, that money, that higher learning, okay? That's that information, that knowledge. If this is getting in touch with yourself and loving yourself, that's that spiritual realm, okay? Thinning. So really cool stuff once you make that decision. You know, whether you're okay with what you're doing or you're not, there's a decision to be made. And you have the opportunity to change your path, really, because you have the path and then these twos coming up. And what I love about this is you have this 6. It's like you choose, but you know. And when we have these 2 swords here, one of these is your truth. So when you're wanting to get to this new space and you're doing some healing and you've made a decision, it's like you come out of it with a new truth. And until you choose a new truth, you can't really move forward, okay, Aries? Because with this, her being blindfolded, that means you have to use your feelings and your emotions to make this decision. You can't use your physical eyeballs. You can't use that logic, okay? It has to be heart and it has to be intuition, and that's why the moon is there for you. So Aries, big decision, and using your heart space to guide you and using your intuition is going to be big for you around this new moon time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'm loving all of this. Sorry I was late on these new moons. I meant to get them out a few days ago, but you know, life happens to all of us, right? So I will get these monthly readings out for November, and we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.